Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. Today, we will have a webinar about the role of the regional coordinators. This is a very important topic that we want to let you know which are the implications of this important position in BPW International. Our speakers today will be Dawne Williams. She is a former CEO of the largest bank in her region and financial expert. She is a BPW member of St. Kitts and Nevis and regional coordinator of North America and the Caribbean. We will have also regional coordinator Latin America, Diana Barragan. She's a lawyer. She's a long-term member in BPW International with a lot of experience in the BPW issues, and she contributed since many years ago in the review of our constitution and governance documents. Thank you very, very much for our speakers. The floor is yours.
I'm Diana Barragan. I am a Latin American Regional Coordinator. I'd like to tell you a few things about our role as regional coordinators in BPW International. First, I will tell you why a regional coordinator, then the double role of a regional coordinator in BPW governance as a member of the International Executive, in the region as a liaison between her region and the international executive, the leadership quality of a regional coordinator, the practical role, the work of a regional coordinator in Latin America, and finally, the regional conference. Why regional coordinators? Well, because BPW International is a worldwide organization, and it is in more than 100 countries in 5 regions. And it is more practical to have it organized in a decentralized organization and divided in 5 regions: Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, Latin America, and North America. It's very important to govern such an organization, to have within the executive people that are knowledgeable, members that are knowledgeable of each one of the 5 regions. And these are the regional coordinators. Our role and functions and responsibilities are described in our governance, government documents such as the Constitution and regulation. In the regulation 2, the members of the executive. As members of the executive, you find also a regional coordinator for each region. In our procedure manual 2.3.8, the duties of the regional coordinators, each regional coordinator has 2 types of duties. The duties regarding its participation in the region and also within the international executive. In the region, it develops and proposes an action plan for agreement by the executive and the affiliates of a region, disseminates information to affiliates in her region, represents her region and reports to the executive and communicates decisions of the executive to her region, works with the regional United Nations representatives and regional members of BPW International standing committees, works with the Vice President membership to establish, support, and retain affiliates, works in cooperation with the Executive Finance Officer and Vice President membership to ensure that international dues from her region are paid on time, works with a young BPW representative to identify and foster young BPW members in her region and encourage participation in young BPW members' activities, As a part of of, of the region, the regional coordinator chairs the regional coordinating committee, or otherwise called the executive, the regional executive, raises awareness of BPW International aims and resolutions at the regional level, convenes a triennial international regional conference, and supports other regional meetings and other activities that are organized in the region, promotes and encourages affiliates to attend Congress, encourages cooperation and communication between affiliates in the region, manages and maintains a regional web page on the BPW International website, performs other duties as requested by the president, the executive, or the international board. Well, it's a very long chart for us regional coordinators, but it comes to just a few things that are very important. But first of all, we are here, the 5 regional coordinators, 2017-2020. North America, Latin America, Africa, Asia Pacific, and Europe. Our role and leadership, the regional coordinator has a double role. We are part of the international executive and we work in our region. As a member of the international executive, our role is essential because we are knowledgeable of our region and we need to be consulted when questions concerning our region arise or decisions concerning our region should be made. We are a link between the international executive and the region, or the international level and the regional level. Our leadership role is limited to ensure that affiliates understand what it means to be a part of BPW International, what are the benefits and rights, as well as their responsibilities, and to help them reach understanding and work for it. Nonetheless, the role of the regional coordinators is not limited to the business of the region. We are also members of the international executive. We need to participate in the leadership of the whole organization, in the debates and decisions of this governing body. We are an active part of the international executive. What should be our qualities as regional coordinators? Ideally, we need to remember that we are leading leaders. All presidents of affiliates of the region are also leaders. And to lead them, we should be able to offer them something else, something make the difference, offer them more than just lead. For instance, to be knowledgeable of the organization, of our governing documents, of the organization's structure, to be quick in delivering information and relevant. We should also be ready to answer to their concern. And if we don't know the answer, we should be able to reach out to someone that can do that. We must have organization skills and also be able to communicate. Our leadership should comprise a will to serve, be firm with kindness. We have to respect the opinion of others. We have to work with ethics, act with ethics. We have to have a sense, understand what democracy and justice are. And we should never forget that we're working with volunteers. Therefore, we have to kindly request. We don't have to give orders. Sometimes we tend to feel that, we might tend to feel that we are directors or chiefs or, well, in this case, it's not It wouldn't be useful to do that. It wouldn't be, it wouldn't work. So my advice is that we should be kind. We should kindly ask and not give orders. If things are not done, we cannot blame others or the other person, but we have to change the strategy, or if needed, we have to do it ourselves. We should be uprising the good practices, and if there are difficulties, we should be ready to help. The work of regional coordinators depends on the size of the region, the amount and the type of work that we have. The way the region is organized is also proportional to the size of the territory. Sub-regions, if the territory is very big, we may need sub-regions or sub-regional coordinators more than in smaller territories. Let's say comparing Asia Pacific with Europe, it's easier to work in Asia Pacific with sub-regions and sub-regional coordinators. The regional coordinator needs to keep in touch with the affiliates, and they need to have moments to meet and discuss common issues. So every regional coordinator should use her own strategies or ways of communicating and facilitating these meetings. Now technology is a great ally. We didn't have that before. Today we have that, and we should use it. In Latin America, we usually do twice a month meetings by Skype with all the presidents and the executive. And it's important for the affiliates to discuss the different regional or international issues. In Latin America, BPW International is in the 7 countries with 4 affiliate federations and 4 affiliate clubs. And we are looking to open more affiliates in 3 new countries. Affiliate federations are BPW Argentina, Brazil, Ecuador, and Mexico. And the affiliate clubs are BPW Panama City, Panama El Bosque, Santo Domingo, and Tacna, Peru. Latin America is a big subcontinent. Therefore, sub-regional coordinators are needed to help the regional coordinator in her job. BPW Argentina is the oldest affiliate in the region. It was founded in 1962. The largest affiliate is BPW Brazil with over 400 members, And the latest affiliate is BPW Tacna, Peru, founded in 2016. Brazil is also the affiliate with the most projects, one of which is now a regional project. And other projects have been recognized internationally. BPW Argentina has one project that has been recognized and granted by BPW International. It's the tertiary education, the High Institute of Art in Villa Langostura. A very, very nice project in the south of Argentina. Unlike other regions with different languages, we are very lucky to have only 2, Spanish mostly, and Portuguese in our largest federation. But we managed to understand each other, mainly in Spanish. Constitution mandates the regions to have every triennium a regional conference. This is important not only to respect the Constitution, comply with our governance, but also so the members can meet personally. They like to learn good practices. They like to share BPW friendship and network and do networking. It is also very important for the affiliates to address the business of the region, just like in the International Congress. We have to, in our regional conference, we have to elect our executives, except for the regional coordinator, and we review the governance documents. During our regional conference, affiliates select the next regional coordinator, who will be elected during the following International Congress. Also, during the regional conference, the affiliates bid to host the next conference. The regional coordinator, along with the regional team, will work with the host team to organize the regional conference. The host affiliate is in charge of the logistics, and the program is decided by the regional coordinator along with her team. In September, we had the 9th regional conference in Latin America in Quito, Ecuador. Our regional executives during our candlelighting ceremony, the presidents of the affiliates of Latin America. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Dawne Williams, the Regional Coordinator for North America and the Caribbean. North America and the Caribbean, we are in 11 countries. We have two affiliates, the USA and Canada, and 9 clubs throughout islands within the Caribbean, starting in the north with Anguilla and going as far south as Barbados and all the other islands in between, including Barbados, Dominica, Haiti, Jamaica, St. Kitts, St. Martin, and Anguilla. In 2017, at the International Congress, I was elected as the regional coordinator for North America and the Caribbean. So filled with enthusiasm at the opportunity to take my passion for the advocacy of women and girls to a wider audience, I immediately started work on my regional agenda. So I used as the backdrop to this agenda the triennial mantra, which is empowering women for sustainable development goals. And I also used the vision and mission of BPW as the backdrop and launched our journey to bring it all to fruition by concentrating on 3 R's: regional inclusion, respecting and valuing diversity, and reaching deep into our communities. I thought it was important to go that route because of the logistics of how we are geographically divided. Like Diana said earlier, we have a regional committee. And so for North America and the Caribbean, there are 7 of us. We have regional advisor, we have a regional events coordinator, we have a secretary / finance officer, a young BPW regional officer. Then we have the affiliates, the federations, presidents, and myself, and we make up the regional committee. Regional inclusion for us means having everyone involved. So even at the regional coordinating committee level, we have all of the sub-regions involved in that, at that level of leadership. Each president was also tasked to do the same thing and ensuring that they had a good mix of business and professional women from different disciplines and abilities within their membership and sitting on the executive committees. Respecting and valuing diversity, the Regional Coordinating Committee is made up of very diverse backgrounds. So not only are we from the 3 sub-regions, but we come from very different backgrounds, but we value each other's input. And what we found is that this level of diversity creates opportunities and use talents from the different sub-regions to make a better region for BPW. We encourage and vow to support and respect each affiliate club to reach out into the ethnic minority grouping. So for example, in the Caribbean, we reached out to the Spanish women. In Canada and in Dominica, etc., they reached out to the indigenous women and ensuring that there's mutual respect regardless of the differences and that all contributions are valued. Reaching deep within our communities, the Regional Coordinating Committee have persons that go around the entire spectrum of the age group. So we have young BPW Angelina, who's under 35, and we go all the way up. And we have the different, from the club and federation perspective, they're also made up the same way. And so they have people who are differently abled, female college graduates, and they become BPW. And they also reach out to women living and working in the rural communities to form affiliate clubs or be members of existing clubs. And these activities really are targeted as pipeline for the recruitment and succession planning and for ensuring the sustainability of BPW within our territories, our nations, our region, and hence within the International Federation. So in the key achievements, I would say, for the triennium so far, is the ability to share that the strategic plan for the region and everybody working towards one strategy. Secondly, all the affiliate clubs up to the end of 2019 were financial. They all have their AGMs and the annual candle lighting ceremonies. And we completed our regional conference. We're first out of the blocks. We did that in July of 2018. When in 2017, when we all started, we started with monthly meetings. So every month, I met with the presidents and the committee. Now that we are properly established and everybody is really running with the agenda, we moved from a quarterly meeting, from a monthly meeting to a quarterly meeting. And basically at these meetings, we bring greetings. We have the updates from the presidents in terms of how they're doing financially, any SDG projects they're working on, what growth activities they're having. And the young BPW also gives us an update as to how many young BPW members are in the region, how many are on the executives, etc., what positions they hold. And we also speak to what upcoming events we have, both for growth or for fundraising and any other business. And then we close the meetings. And this is done virtually. So we really have this, because we are set up by distance, social distancing for us was something, is a norm. And so we do all our meetings on Zoom. We also have monthly and now quarterly meetings with the regional committee. So at the committee level, we discuss matters of regional concern. To bring awareness to the business community, I authored an article in the magazine for the St. Kitts Nevis of Chamber and Commerce, and it perked a lot of interest, not just for BPW members, but we were able to get a lot of sponsorships from the business community to assist us with our conference in 2018. We have met, some of us from the regional committee met with interested women in Antigua, in St. Vincent, and in Nevis, and the intention is to start clubs there. We also started a new club in Anguilla and visited clubs throughout the region to celebrate their milestones and attended regional and international activities. Sometimes we went as an entire team, sometimes some of us just represented the region, but we tried to cover as many activities as it was possible. So what does it take to be a successful regional coordinator? We are a club of volunteers, and so we figured one of the things that must happen is that you must be a leader with passion for people. That's where it starts. You must be a leader who's there for your people through the good times and the bad. One who understands that this is an organization of volunteers and that the members should be appreciated for the sacrifices they make. And also one who leads the way by example and it demonstrates best practice by empowering and not wielding power. And as I reflected on the type of leader it takes to really be successful in that role of a regional coordinator, I aligned it to the transformational leadership style. And that's because a transformational leader keeps her ego in check. So it's so easy when you find yourself in a position of power to wield that power and let your ego take over. But if you think as a transformational leader does, then you keep that ego in check and you don't allow it to interfere with what is the best interest of our organization. Also self-management, because a transformational leader typically does not need much direction. She's able to manage herself well, and she is highly internally driven and uses this motivation to stay the course. And the values of a transformational leader are aligned to me to the values of the organization that she leads. And that's a very important factor as a leader. A transformational leader has the ability to take the right risk. And so here again, these risks must be calculated, but a transformational leader is confident and she trusts her instincts. So she uses that intelligence gathered by her teams to make informed decisions. So it's one of inclusion. And that leader is always willing to go the extra mile to turn the ordinary situations into extraordinary situations. And she makes the difficult decisions. Being a leader always calls, it's never always smooth sailing, and it calls for making some tough decisions at times, and times it could be so lonely. However, if you think like a transformational leader, and you yourself are a transformational leader, you don't shy away from the difficult decisions. And so you make it with clear focus on the values of the organization and the vision and the objectives of the organization. She shares collective, the organizational consciousness. So she understands that the consciousness of the entire organization should be key, and that all the planning, etc., must be attuned to the feelings of the team members. And she ensures that she gets them involved so that you can spur growth and create a shared vision within the organization, and that all members feel a part of the organization, and also inspire people So she has the ability to motivate others to rise to the occasion because her style is one of inspiration. It's not just limited to formal acknowledgement of a job well done, but she treats people as valued individuals and takes the time to understand what makes them tick, what motivates them. She entertains new ideas, and when we have an organization such as ours, we are always looking for new ideas. I mean, now we are in the middle of a pandemic. How do we get new ideas to do things differently? Because the way we did things before will change. So we need people, we need to be open, we need to encourage new ideas and make deliberate efforts to get these new ideas and use these insights in making decisions. And you must be adaptable. In this constantly changing world, if we don't adapt, we'll be left behind. So we must be ever willing to adapt to new situations and seek creative ways to respond to the dynamic business environment. It changes daily on us. Must be proactive. You can't wait until after the fact, but take a proactive approach in growing the organization and lead with vision. You must keep the vision in focus, communicate it effectively, and inspire commitment and purpose. By getting everyone into the common vision, a transformational leader is able to strongly guide the organization into the direction that it should go. And so in summary, I would say a transformational leader empowers others, enabling them to achieve willingly. It's all the total opposite to a narcissistic leader who uses her power over others to make them do things. And that was from Nick Fewings. The main lessons learned from me during the triennium is that the success of a leader rides on her leadership abilities and capabilities, and that the success of an organization rests with its leader. People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. So if you are a leader that inspires, if you are a leader that motivates, people will then join BPW because they buy into who you stand for as a leader. The practice of leadership is not the same as the exercising of power. And the best leaders have high consciousness factor. It's all about the people. Thank you so much for listening. Gracias, merci, gracias, thank you.
Dawne, it's very interesting. I liked very much what you said about the leadership role of the regional coordinator. And in fact, every leader of an organization like ours, and even of governments should be like that. Could you please tell me what have been your success during this triennium for you?
Okay,
what
well,
have you found? Yes.
Okay, for me, my key success was one, helping others to unleash their full potential through BPW. And, you know, you've heard people say, you know, I've seen myself grow as a result of becoming a member of BPW. But one of the things I would say for me that was a great success is the ability to really be there with my different clubs throughout the region. So I was able to celebrate milestones with them and just be there and hear, be on the ground and listen to what they had to say. But to me, the highlight was being able to take the cruise, the 100th anniversary cruise with BPW USA, because that's where it all started. Lena Madison Phillips, who is the founder of BPW, was from the US, and she established the first club in 1919. And so to be able to celebrate 100 years of BPW on board a cruise ship last year was one of the highlights for me. And I'm glad it happened at that time, because the cruise world right now, you know, is on pause. So I would say, for me, that's what it is, Diana. And also getting to travel to other places that I might not have had on my bucket list had it not been for BPW, including coming to Ecuador and going to the Galapagos Islands, etc. So I would say, for me, my success was all inclusive. Yeah, thanks.
And risking your life.
And risking my life,
And
but
risking your life.
that's another webinar. Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Dawne.
Diana, for me, I heard you, and you so clearly articulated the role of a regional coordinator, etc. And it sounded all like smooth sailing. Were there any challenges along the way?
Oh, yes. I didn't speak about the challenges, but of course there were challenges, there are challenges. And I should say that the main challenges are the fact that you relate with presidents, you relate with the heads of the leaders of every affiliate, and you neglect knowing what happens within the affiliate. And sometimes what reflects, you become, I mean, if you don't travel to the affiliates, then you don't get to know the members and to realize what their challenges are and to help them better. Because you become friends with the presidents, it's nice, it's easy, it's relaxed to exchange, to have our meetings, but sometimes you don't go deep in the problems, and sometimes you just take the words for granted. Yeah. So my challenge is not having been able to travel more to every affiliate, and it's because it has been difficult, and now it will be even more difficult. So we have to find a strategy to reach out to the members without traveling.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks so much, Diana. Thanks. So I'm not alone.
Thank you, Dawne, also. Thank you. Right. No, we're not. We're together in this, all of us.
Together in this. Okay, bye.
A great thanks to our speakers in this video on the role of the regional coordinator. We heard first from Diana Barragan, regional coordinator for Latin America, and then from Dawne Williams, regional coordinator for North America and the Caribbean islands. So we are very grateful to you both for sharing not only the duties and responsibilities for your position as outlined in our governance documents, but also your practical experience, your real-lived experience in this role, and application to and examples from your regions. Dawne also took us into the realm of transformational leadership, which is a progressive style of leadership that we all might want to consider if we're not already following this style, and that suits our organization quite well. And we thank you, the viewers, for coming again to one of our videos. We have a host of videos on this channel now, and we ask that you share that with your BPW sisters in your own affiliates and your friends and colleagues worldwide. We also invite you to join us for upcoming webinars, which we hold monthly, which are delivered live with an audience, and we invite you to join us there. Thanks so much for being here. We hope to see you soon.